In Howarth, I'm a solutions architect. Seniority is a little strange for me. I actually have 2 years of experience way back in the day, 7 years ago now. I actually went for a couple of years, took a gap for some family reasons, but I actually missed Mexico too much and I came back. That was about 2 years ago now. So in total, 4 years, but with a gap in the middle. 4 words would be help clients solve problems. I work a lot with pre-sales actually these days more than anything else. So mostly helping understand client needs and what tech stack they're going to be using, what kind of team we're going to need out. Does this project need a lot of QA? Do we need a lot of development? Do we need some back-end work, cloud work, etc.? There's also a lot of innovation stuff that we do. So design workshops, product design sprints. We call them innovation workshops actually. Existing clients as well, doing very similar things. Often they want to expand or they want to build something new. So I work mostly on designing products around these and interesting technologies, and whether it's old clients or new. But I do kind of in-betweeny stuff as well. I'm estimating, I'm helping understand the cost of things, phasing projects out if there are budget or time constraints that we need to make and things like that. And I would say that that's most of my job. As I mentioned, I work a lot with clients, so my workday is quite filled up with talking to them face-to-face, other follow-up interactions. Like I said, I do some estimations, so sometimes it's taking a product that they already have that exists and breaking it down, understanding all the pieces that we might need to rebuild or work with, refactor, or even just completely replace. Using something like a design sprint, we say, well, we don't need this part, we're going to aim towards, we're going to target this audience instead, let's focus on this. So a lot of it is client interaction, whether it's directly calling and speaking to them, or it's looking at the projects that they currently have in place. But I do actually work with the delivery team as well, kind of in the middle between sales and delivery. So it's always interesting, but I like to keep up with my existing accounts. So accounts that I helped build out the phasing of and the planning, and just make sure that they're going smoothly. And then of course, apart from that, as solutions team, we need to keep up with the latest technologies and tools and methodologies. So there's a lot of training as well. I actually find my job very interesting. So every engagement that I work on, it has different goals, different demands, different restrictions even. So projects are always something new, or we help taking an older concept and modernize it, even if it's just something simple, which is, most companies have done this now, but going paperless, that was a big thing a couple of years ago. And now, like I said, it's kind of moving to even more interesting things as we work with the cloud and we're working with these microservices, and we're trying to build things in a really modular and interesting way. And now it's even on machine learning as well. So I don't find any problem getting up and going to work. It's actually quite fun just to be a part of shaping those products. That's an interesting one because, like I mentioned, I've actually been working here for about 7 years with a gap in the middle now. So 7 years ago, everything was very different. And I actually came on board because I was a mobile developer. So I worked at a company called Accelerator in California, and they have a tool to build mobile apps, which I became an expert in my year working for them. And iTexico then was looking for a lot of developers that could do that. So I came on board through a common colleague. He said, hey, Mexico's amazing. You need to check it out. This place is great to work. I think you'd really enjoy it. And, I just kind of leaped into it. I thought it would be really interesting to move someplace new and see something different. But like I mentioned, I just started as a mobile developer. Then I went to become a teacher. I was making trainings. I was doing trainings in the US as well. So I got to travel a lot. I was doing internal trainings. Then I became a team lead. Then I worked on a lot of internal stuff as well. So we worked on building out the sprint methodology. Before the sprint methodology was really defined, we kind of wanted to understand how projects worked. And so I had that hat on as well. By the time I left, I was actually in charge of a huge portion of the development team. Then I came back as a solutions engineer because I found that my favorite part of my job was working face-to-face with clients, shaping products, like I mentioned. And since I've been back 2 years ago, the solutions team has grown quite a bit. And I wanted to continue to grow. So I'm hoping for it to grow horizontally, but also vertically as we step into more technologies and other cool things, like I mentioned, machine learning and AI and so on. So, I mean, I think I'd start straight away with trainings. I've had the opportunity to take trainings, and we do a lot of internal pitch meetings for people who are interested or just experts in a particular field and they want to share something. So it's always fun to attend things like that as well. I think that's quite an active way to nurture and learn and keep up to date with things. But I've also had a lot of guidance from colleagues. So I work quite closely, like I say, with the sales team, with delivery team. I've had, different people in different areas help me grow in that area. So as a background of a developer, working in sales was a little bit jarring. I was always able to, speak and let people know this is the right way to do something, or maybe we could consider doing this. But the actual salesy pitch talk as well was something I really had to learn. So I had some great guidance from that as well with the sales team. I think that just being pushed into those positions as well, like having the chance to do something like that, or being asked, hey, can you talk at this year's customer council? I think it really builds confidence. So that's something that's really important. And just having opportunities like that is a really big part of that nurturing. This was a difficult one to come up with an answer with, actually. I looked through and I was just, what was my biggest challenge? And I think honestly, it was just moving to Mexico in the first place. And that was a huge step for me. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a single person in Mexico. I didn't know any Spanish, not a single word. And it was really quite jarring. I turned up at the office Monday morning with my luggage, just terrified, like where was I even going to stay? I was going to have to ask, can I have some more nights in a hotel? I don't know my way around and whatnot. And this is before we started having more and more people join from around the world. I was one of the first ones, so it was a little difficult back then. And straight away, somebody offered to put me up. It was just wonderful to meet all of these really friendly people. It's one of the things I really love about Mexico. But that decision to take the first step and just jump into something, I really had to kind of force myself to be open to, that new experience, even if it was actually really scary. Now that iTexico is a part of improving, I think my career path has actually opened up a lot, exploded actually. I mean, we have so many more clients, we have so many more offices and team members to work and interact with. It's actually going to be really exciting. It's already started. I mean, I can see it kind of snowballing and getting more and more heavier, really. There's just more to do. And my goal is building out the improving solutions team to be bigger and better than we ever could have done it alone, really. I think it's going to be very exciting.